Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 85 Studios podcast. I'm here with TroyBoy. My name is Elijah, and we are on Season 1, Episode 2.
You know what's funny?
Hermione
Murr. She always goes Murr. And I watch her sometimes. She's very strange.
Your kitty.
And she loves those strange kitty cat boys.
That's so weird.
I know. She rubs the walls sometimes. You know, I actually recently got a little bit of an inside peek of what her mind is like. I'm telling you, it's weird.
That's crazy.
You know what she does?
What does she do?
Meow. Meow. Oh, I want him so bad. He's so pretty.
I bet that cat outside is like, oh, hello there, little Miss Kitty. You're looking awfully sexy today. Wait, no, that's Cleveland Brown.
Oh, yeah. Meow.
Peter, what the hell are you doing? No.
Oh my God, this is so cool. Oh, I just want to say hello again. Meow.
When she sees Miss Sapphire, she's like, oh, is that thing gonna eat me? And Sapphire's like, yummy, you look absolutely to die for.
Hermione's like, oh my God, it's a dog. Don't eat me. Oh, I know I have black and white with a little mask and green eyes, but they're not olives, I swear. Don't eat me. Meow, meow.
You look so delicious.
Margarita.
Snap, crackle, pop, that's your bones in her mouth. It's my favorite sound. Take it all down south.
Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha. Meow.
Hey, Beavis.
That looks nutty.
No. It would be that would be kind of like Butthead, actually. No, Beavis would be the one that would be saying it. Hey, Beavis. Oh, no, I'm Beavis. No. Hey, Butthead. Hey, Butthead.
What?
And Butthead's the one that goes, oh, shut up, ass munch.
Oh, yeah.
Shut up, ass
I don't know
munch.
what's worse, bro. I don't know what's worse, okay? That 10W40 chicken or that weird crap we tried to make that one day.
God.
Yummy.
Oh, we gotta
did
tell
not
them
have
about
any...
the 10W40 chicken, bro.
Oh,
that was
God. We should totally.
bad. Oh, God.
We so tried, and we had 4 score and about maybe 4 beers later. And
I mean, we were only about maybe 4 or 5 in, and we ended up we were we couldn't get our fire to stay lit, and so I mean, because I think the wood was wet, and we couldn't find any charcoal lighter. I mean, we usually have charcoal lighter out the wazoo over here, and usually what we do is we'll go ahead and we'll use our charcoal lighter, we'll light our fire.
Mm-hmm.
I think we only had like a very limited amount, and so we ran out, and our fire was not staying lit. We were trying to barbecue, and we had like what we have, leg quarters, like a bunch of leg quarters.
Yeah, we had like 8 leg quarters, and I hate to say it, those things, I'm not sure what kind of chicken that came from, but good God, those things are bigger than my hand, okay?
Big leg quarters.
They're bigger than my hand. I mean, what kind of chicken
that
was, I don't know, but...
but
yeah.
We tried, and we even contemplated going to the grocery store and getting some more charcoal fluid, but we were, like we say, about maybe 4, maybe 5 beers in, so my personal policy is never to get behind the wheel of my vehicle when I've had any drinks whatsoever, and Troy's is similar.
Well, let me say, we decided to say, hey, look, bro, we got that old Ranchero out there, the 76, I think it is, 77. We got some oil back there, right?
I got some oil laying around, and it's 10W40, so I know that if you pour oil on something that's already flammable, it basically will keep it burning. And
oh, man.
in theory, should light our fire.
Not to
Well,
mention,
these kind of ideas are the kind of ideas you get when you're about 5 beers in.
and it wasn't the greatest idea because we had some Chinese elm wood burning that thing before we came up with the idea of, pallet wood smoked anything.
No, Chinese elm. Ching, ching, ching.
Ching, chang, trying to throw somewhere down the stairs. What?
Don't do that. So Chinese elm burns extremely hot and extremely fast anyway, so it's not a good idea anyway. To use Chinese elm for barbecue, you want something that's going to give you a good bed of coals. So we threw that Chinese elm in there because we just had it laying around. We didn't think about what kind it was because obviously we were pretty drunk. And
The Chinese elm, it smelled pretty good at
it
first,
was wet.
but then it kind of smelled like, when you have your pants on for like 5 days straight, don't wash it, the body odor.
Bad.
It smelled kind of
Yeah.
like body odor with a hint of some kind of smoke burning in there too. Like,
Yeah, it was.
you burn fiberglass.
It was really awful.
Stunky.
And I think it may have been just laying around for that long. It started to decay. But on top of that, it was Chinese elm. So
Can't trust it.
that stuff stinks when it burns. You don't burn elm. I mean, it might work okay in a fireplace or something like that, but you don't. It's not really worth anything burning. So I go to my ranchero and I grab out this bottle that had leftover oil in it that I didn't use when I was changing the oil in my old ranchero. It's clean oil. It's fresh oil. It's not used oil. But it's, I'm thinking, okay, well, oil's flammable, it'll work, right? Well, we pour that oil on the Chinese elm that's not burning because it's wet, and we proceed to light it, and it lights kind of slow, like a torch, more or less like if you get candle wax on something, kind of. And so the idea that I guess what I was going with in my mind was that we were going to let it cook down to coals, and burn off. Well, I didn't think about it being engine oil because I was too drunk.
That chicken tasted greasier than usual, you know that?
Yeah, and it kind of tasted a little bit more chemically than usual, too.
And I hate to say it, but it cooked great. I mean, it cooked good, but
we got it up to 160. I mean, we were looking good when we pulled off the grill, and I couldn't really smell any difference in it, but
it didn't. It kind of tasted a little bit. I don't know, like
kind of like
less
if
organic.
you have an oil leak in your car and it gets on the exhaust manifold, or if you spill oil
But
on the
we
manifold.
just figured, it's old chicken. Maybe it just tastes a little weird because it's old chicken.
We're pretty drunk at this point because we're probably about, by the time the food got done, we were probably about 5-6 beers in. We're sitting pretty and got a pretty good little buzz going on between us, and we're just kind of hanging out, chilling, watching YouTube videos and relaxing.
It tastes like no Popeyes.
I love
I
that
tell you that
Matrix. I love Matrix. I forgot I added
Right.
that
Tasted
one.
a little bit, nothing like any old Popeyes I ever had in my lifetime. I tell you that. But we got down to cooking it, and we put it on a plate. We ate it, and then oh my God, we were sick.
Well, we didn't notice any flavor difference in it originally until about maybe halfway into the first leg quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And then we thought maybe, God, I'll never forget the aftertaste and the smell. It was just god awful.
I was like, bro, I burp and I smell like diesel.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of.
Why do I smell like diesel when I burp, bro? Something's wrong with this chicken.
Yeah, something like that. It was pretty awful, and so we ended up throwing away once we realized that the leg quarters were so incredibly bad.
Mm-hmm.
We eventually ended up throwing them in the trash, and what really sucks about that was, didn't we cook like 2 packages of them of like 6 each?
Yeah, I mean, we had 3 each, and
Oh no, yeah, we had a lot. There was
We
a
had 3
huge
each.
this great big
package. It was on sale too, and it
I
was,
don't know what that thing is called. It's like a serving platter type thing, that white ceramic thing I got
it was
that's
really
oval.
cheap too. It was one of those things we tried. Like, we filled the thing up. We had 6 altogether, and we had 3.
And we
each.
had aluminum foil. I actually, we didn't throw those away immediately. For some reason, in our minds, we thought maybe we could save them.
Oh man, you know
And
what though?
so I put them in the fridge, and I'm like, yeah, maybe we're just tasting something that shouldn't be
Ye-
there or something like that. And we didn't really think about it at the time that it was engine oil, 10W40 chicken. So, we left it in the fridge, and Troy come back over the next day. It was back in the days when we kind of had a lot of spare time. We weren't working a whole lot,
Yeah.
and we had a lot of time we could spend together. So, we were hanging out every couple days or so. Troy come back over. We pulled out the chicken. We're like, let's try this. It can't be that bad. Maybe we just grossly overestimated how bad it was, And so, we pulled
Tasted
out that
kind
chicken.
of diesel-y, like a diesel chicken.
Um,
Diesel smoked
let's
chicken.
just say I'm really, really glad that chicken doesn't taste that way from the market ordinarily. Because
Yeah.
if that was the case, it was kind of almost like,
Diesel chicken?
yeah, it's
Oil chicken?
almost like the oil that we
Greasier.
put on there. It's like it burned, but not entirely, and what it did have left smoked up and got on the chicken and attached itself to it as oil, like a greasy texture, nasty. And then on top of that, after eating some of it, we were sicker than dogs. I mean, we
Yeah.
were puking and just carrying on like you wouldn't believe. It was just awful. So, lesson learned, don't drink while you're barbecuing, and if you do, make sure that you have everything that you need. And engine oil is not a substitute for charcoal fluid lighter.
Yeah, you might as well burn a tire and start a fire with a
That's kinda what it
tire.
reminded me of too. The
At point in
burning
time,
rubber.
we were screwed. But lesson learned. And life
Yeah.
lessons on that one.
So, that's a short one. That's a really short one.
I bought a trailer house for I think it was like $800. It was a really cheap trailer house. It was something that was, I was tired of living in the junker house that was really creepy. And that's the story for another day about the junker place I was living in that was really creepy. The first time I moved in there, I had basic furniture and I just had a little bit of stuff in there here and there. And the first time, me and my brother decided to stay the night there, and him and his ex-girlfriend decided to come with and spend the first night there. And I'm telling you, it was weird. I had the TV in there, I had the dresser in there, and I was listening to the TV, and it was too loud, so I had to turn the TV off. And the only thing I could do was listen to the radio while they were trying to sleep, and I had to be up that whole night because I couldn't sleep that whole night. And they were staying in the spare bedroom that was empty, that was still full of the old stuff from the previous owner.
Yeah, a lot of old stuff from the previous owner of the house. And I remember the previous owner of the house, they were evicted from the park, and there were some issues there, but I don't think that they were... I didn't ever really know them, but I never got to ask them if they had any issues or anything in the house, but... ex-girlfriend and I, we had decided that we were going to go ahead and we were going to stay the night with Troy, because Troy wasn't new in this place, and we didn't want him to spend the night there alone, because he had just moved into town here, and, I'd tried to help him as much as I could. We'd been moving, and ex-girlfriend had been helping move, and I'd been helping move. We were all, I remember we were just totally exhausted, and,
There was that foam pad in the spare bedroom,
that was left behind there.
and there was an ankle brace that was left there from somebody.
Yeah.
It was very old and crusty, and it'd probably been there for 20 years plus. And I kept feeling like there was something in the hallway staring at me the whole time. There was something there in that hallway, and they went into that second bedroom, and I slept in the front room on an old chair.
Yeah, that old chair was there, I think, already. Was that one of them that was already there?
Yeah, it was already there, yes.
Yeah, they had left it behind, so we're like, hey, free furniture, cool. We left it there. We rearranged stuff, and then went ahead and It was probably about 3 o'clock, maybe. No, was it like 2:30 something?
2:30 in the morning, yeah, about 2
And
o'clock in the morning.
we all kind of crashed out. We were getting ready to crash out. We were exhausted from moving stuff all day long, and ended up the ex-girlfriend and we crashed out on an old foam pad that was left behind in one of the bedrooms, and TroyBoy crashed in the front room, and he was by himself. I was a little bit concerned, because we had sensed something weird there, but we did not have a clue as to just how insanely
The
creepy
first thing I started
this place
noticing
was.
was there was something standing in the hallway. I turned the light off, and I saw the figure of a girl, looked like a woman, probably in her early 20s, probably, standing there in the hallway, and I saw her figure silhouette. Now, she was translucent. I could see everything that she was wearing. She was wearing some kind of dress, but then she just disappeared, just slowly faded out in the distance, and I couldn't figure out if it was real or not. I thought, well, I'm just tired enough that I can't tell anything. Then I heard what sounded like a woman, and the woman was making this weird noise, this humming.
Yeah, I heard that too. Over time, I didn't hear it that night, but I did hear it. And actually, we actually caught that in an EVP session. And we posted it on this channel, actually. It's been a while back. Ghost Girl Sings in the Dark was what we called it. That was during an EVP session at TroyBoy's new house.
I remember you saying that you kept feeling like something was staring at you.
Well,
And your ex-girlfriend kept saying that she felt like something was staring at her in that bedroom.
it started out as something was this intense feeling of being watched, and when I kind of confided in her, she confided in me, and we decided, yeah, we've got each other's backs, then we continued to lay there in the dark, pitch dark. We laid down, and we were getting ready to try to go to sleep. And this was back in the days before Troy was able to do any renovation on the place. It was more or less exactly original. And there used to be a closet there. And that closet, this room that I'm referring to, is the room that TroyBoy has renovated entirely, that became the studio, his studio. So there used to be a closet there, a very small, you know how a trailer house will have a middle bedroom, and then it'll be a small middle bedroom, and then there'll be a closet there. Well, my feet were hanging off into the closet because I'm too tall. I'm actually 5'9", but my ex-girlfriend was a lot shorter than me, so she didn't probably have this experience. And I kept feeling like something kept grabbing my feet, my toes, and just kind of squeezing my toes. Not pulling, not trying to force me into the closet or anything, but touching my feet, almost like a tickle, like something was tickling my feet. I put the blanket over my feet and made sure that they were not exposed, and I still, even without the blanket, I felt this weird tickling in my feet, like something was touching my feet. And it felt like human hands, and there was warmth to it. There was warmth. It was the weirdest thing ever. And then, so I kicked the covers off, and I traded spots with my ex-girlfriend, because we traded sides, because I thought maybe it might be something to do with that side. She's shorter than me, so maybe it'll leave her feet alone. So I went ahead and traded spots with her, and we tried to sleep again, and something grabbed the covers and pulled them off of both of our feet. And she just thought that maybe I had kicked the covers off, and so she was kind of angry a little bit, thinking, hey, Elijah, go to sleep. I'm like, something's wrong here. Something is wrong here. And I get up, I turn on the light, and I look, and there's nothing there. There's nowhere, nothing, anywhere. There's nothing. There's no mice. There's no spiders. No nothing. There's nothing that could be touching our feet. Nothing could be touching my feet. And there's nothing that could have grabbed that blanket and pulled it up. Okay, so I get up, and I'm like, okay, well, I cannot sleep. I'll try again in a few. So I go out in the front room, and I go to see Troy. And Troy's out there, and he's awake. And Troy is saying that he's experiencing stuff too. And I'll let him tell you more about what he was experiencing.
It started out as a thing where I was asleep, and I thought my brother and his girlfriend were asleep at first. I kept feeling like I was being watched. I was watching TV quietly in the front room, and I kept hearing a woman humming quietly in the corner. And I said, "Hey, who is that?" I thought that was Elijah's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend at the time. I said, "Hey, can you be quiet? I'm trying to sleep."
I remember hearing you say that.
And then all of a sudden, the female voice, I heard it come back, said, "It's okay. It's okay." And I said, "Okay, well, go to sleep, or else I'm gonna just get out and leave, because I'm tired of this." And then I heard what sounded like footsteps in the hallway. And at this point, my brother comes out, and he says, "Troy, I think your TV's too loud or something, because this is bothering me. I can't sleep with this." I said,
remember
"Well,
it, yeah,
the
it was
TV
loud.
is not that loud, I thought." And so I turned down even quieter, and he goes back to lay down. And I thought, okay, alright, well, I can barely hear the TV. Maybe it's quiet enough that they can sleep now.
I mean, there's a partition wall, and it is thin, but I don't think that it would have been what I was hearing, because I think, if I remember correctly, I was hearing what sounded like... Oh, and I do remember one other thing. I wish she was here. She could tell what she was saying. She said that she had actually heard Troy get up and go to the bathroom, from the front room to the bathroom, which crosses right by that door, between 7 and 8 times.
The problem was,
without turning on the light.
I had not gone to the bathroom, not a single time in that time frame. But yet I heard the toilet flush at least 3 times.
Oh, we didn't hear the floor creak. We heard footsteps.
And I heard the toilet flush.
And I
several
did hear the
times.
toilet flush probably at least 2 or 3 times, but it sounded like, well, from what we were thinking, was we thought that you had gone to the bathroom to go and check on something, or something, because if I remember right, when you first moved in there, I think the kitchen sink didn't have water.
No, it didn't.
Yet,
It didn't have
and
water
so
yet.
the
was
water
broken.
was only running in the bathroom, and I think what we were thinking was that you were running water to wash your face or splash on your eyes or something, or maybe even to get a cup of water, because we did hear the faucet come on in the bathroom, and then turn off several times.
What's scary about that is the fact that I did go to the bathroom at one point in time. I got up, and I heard the sink turn on. I thought someone was in there, but the light was off. And I opened the door and turned the light, and I saw a woman standing in the shower. Yet I could see right through her.
That was there was a picture that you when we were texting back and forth here recently. You got a picture of a woman standing in the back in the bathtub or in the shower.
She wasn't physically there, yet you could see her there. It was really strange.
We can actually include that picture if I could download it from my text. You might have it on your phone too.
Yeah.
But while we're doing the recording, I'll put it in post, and I'll put it over our.
Now, something
here.
that was really creepy about that whole thing was after the fact, when you guys decided that you weren't going to stay the night there, and I was staying there the first night by myself.
Yeah.
I had the creepiest experience, okay? The creepiest thing that has ever happened to me in the house. And this happened to me a few times since. And I still live in the house, mind you. I was in that little bedroom, the same one that you guys had stayed in. And I pretended like there was nothing going on. And I had the bedroll out. I didn't have my bed in there yet. I had the bedroll instead, which is basically a sleeping bag with a pillow.
Like a cot type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A cot with a sleeping bag and a pillow.
Yeah.
Lived that way for over a year, basically, in that bedroom. But the first night of that, I had that bedroom door shut, that second small bedroom door shut. And I wish I could have recorded it. I didn't think about it, but I wish I would have. I was hearing what sounded like a woman humming, singing. And it was coming from that back bedroom, the big bedroom. I was sleeping in the second bedroom, but I heard a woman in the master bedroom behind that. And she was singing that. And I thought, okay, there's no way. There's no one in the house. There's no one here but me. So I quietly snuck out of that bedroom and walked in the hallway and walked in the back bedroom. And there was nothing in that back bedroom but just emptiness, just empty room. I turned on the hallway light, which was kind of burned out. It barely worked. And then I flipped on that back bedroom light. And I could hear her, plain as day, going, in that closet area. Plain as day, like she was like really there sounding. And as soon as I walked toward that direction, she stopped. And I felt nothing but cold in that one spot.
There have been multiple experiences with that particular female spirit in that house. And then, see, the one of the reasons why Troy had not set up his actual bed yet and was sleeping on that cot in the front room was because when we moved in, we were moving in a hurry, and we moved everything in totes into the back bedroom. But the other reason was because that back bedroom, when we went back there originally, now, there's 3 spots that I know of, well, maybe 4, in that house that are just absolutely, they give you the willies. They give you the worst, most ominous feeling you will ever get. And one of those was that back bedroom. That back bedroom, it was such that if you go back there and you open that door, even to this day, you will feel like there are eyes upon you, not just one set. You will feel like they are watching you from every corner of that room. Now, TroyBoy has actually gone and repainted that room, and he's moved his bed into there now, and to this day I still don't know how he can sleep in that room with the way that because even now, even with his bed and his stuff in there, even if I go in there with him, because his computer's in there and we watch movies on that computer every once in a while, we'll sit on the edge of the bed and watch movies. Even now, to this day, when I go in there, I get that very, very ominous feeling, like being watched.
Do you remember that time you went in there by yourself?
Yeah.
In the kitchen, and you saw that weird figure?
Oh yeah, that's the other spot. There's another spot there, in the kitchen, in Troy's kitchen, right across from the sink. Well, there's that big fluorescent light there,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then there's this area where it's kind of a walled off area where it's kind of a separation from the kitchen. It's
Where the washer and dryer are.
washer and dryer, and then the pantry across away from it.
Yeah.
And then there's a window there with the shades drawn. And what happens is, if you are in that area, especially if it's dark, if you don't have the lights on, and if it's nighttime, you feel like there is flat out something demonic in that area. So, now, you guys know, and you know, if you've watched any of my videos that contained demonic activity, which the Coronado Heights, Spirits Everywhere Surrounded by Spirits video, where that creature said, "Run away," that was demonic. And I know what it feels like to have something demonic around me. It will basically make every hair on your body stand straight up. You will feel cold spots. You will smell a foul odor. You will feel that electrical feeling. And it is very unpleasant. Very unpleasant. And that's what we felt in that particular area. Now, I don't know if it's still there.
It's still there, yes. There was one time when I was trying to repair the kitchen ceiling, and I didn't repair the kitchen ceiling because of this. It was so powerful. I was trying to rip down the old tile and the old studs, replace the studs, and I was ripping them down, and it was dark, and I was just using a small light because you can't use the main light when you're ripping down the main lights to replace them, obviously.
Yeah.
There was something there. I saw something standing in the corner.
And
it was some kind of black figure. It looked like a man.
The other thing that I was going to get at, what I saw in that corner. Now, bear in mind, TroyBoy and I are both sensitives. We have psychic capabilities to a level. We can see things, we can hear things, we can feel things that are in the spiritual realm, if you will, that have not crossed over. So, what I felt there, and first I felt it, then I saw it. It didn't say anything to me, but what I saw was what looked like a huge man, at least as big as Troy, maybe a little bit bigger than Troy. Probably 6'3", 6'4". Troy, are you 6'2", 6'1", somewhere in there?
About 6'1".
Yeah, it was at least 6'2", 6'3", I would say, because it was coming up to the top of its head, was over the top of the window, and it was standing there, and it had glowing red eyes that were piercing, and you could feel its presence upon you. And I was at that point, I was feeling and seeing at the same time. The rest of the creature's body was pitch black. It was so black that you could not see anything through it. It was blocking out the light that was coming through the window, because Troy has Venetian blinds on his window, on that window, and there is a street light on the other side where you can sort of see the Venetian blinds will light up the entire window and reflect that light through. It was blocking out the light from the Venetian blinds that was passing through from the street light. Huge, massive creature.
Now, there's been a few times between that when I was sleeping in that place. What happened Christmas, I think it was like 2 years ago. I kept hearing a woman that was singing. It was weird. It sounded like a woman was singing outside or something. And we kept feeling that. We kept hearing that. And it's before my brother had any kind of like real lights that were like outside that were really bright, you know. That's why he bought the lights were really bright.
Yeah.
Those lights.
We got lights out there that
yeah.
can light up an entire block.
Before he had those, we kept hearing what sounded like a woman singing that sounded very similar to the woman that I kept hearing. And this gives me chills just talking about this. It was Christmas. I think it was Christmas Day, wasn't it?
I think it was. It was either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
We kept hearing a woman that was singing. That sounded like the same woman that was singing in the previous time when I had first moved in the house. And that woman was getting louder and louder. In fact, it was so loud we could hear it in both our places.
Yeah, it was really, really strange.
And I looked out the window and I couldn't see it. But then again, I only have windows that reflect, like, I can only see half the house. But my brother could not see it. He could hear it, but he couldn't see it either. But on his camera, he saw something.
Yeah, on our security cameras. And that's another thing. About maybe 3 o'clock, 3:15 in the morning. A lot of mornings, not every morning.
Yeah.
We see a silhouette that walks along our fence line. It's usually on my side of the lot. See, here's the way our setup is. TroyBoy's got his house over on the east side of me. I've got I'm in a separate lot right next door. There's a dividing fence that's between our two lots. And basically, along that fence, I have 9 security cameras on the 360-degree field of vision around my studio here, where we're sitting right now. And you can see over, they have night vision, infrared night vision. We, on a lot of nights, will see a silhouette that is a humanoid shape, and it will be walking with its arms down to its sides, and usually it will start walking from about where the road starts, and it will continue walking towards the north along the fence line.
Yeah.
It will walk along the fence, and it will go clean through the property, my lot. It will continue north through our wooden privacy fence that divides the park and continue north. Now, I can't see it with my own eyes. I can only see it on the cameras.
Now, that's where it gets weird, because I have actually on a few occasions been out there to work on the bike in the nighttime, or work on the truck in the nighttime. And it's been late at night a few times, and I use like flashlights basically. I have actually seen some weird like lights, like orbs, lights, fly across the sky and fly across the air in that area, and even across the yard, even just fly and then disappear. And I've seen that with my own eyes. I've seen things go across the sky and across the yard at weird angles, and I've seen things that are like lights that fly across the sky, and I just can't figure out what they are exactly. I've seen these things with my own eyes, and I can't figure out what they are, but I've seen them several times.
Now, also, I have seen things out of my peripheral vision out there as well, but it's such that if you turn to look at them, you can't see them full frontal vision. So I can't follow something like that, because if I try to follow it with my peripheral vision while walking, then I can't see what's in front of me. It's like where your attention is focused. So we don't know what that is. We are thinking that it may be something associated with the land. We don't know exactly what is here. We know that this land has a very colorful history.
Well, we do know it used to be a landfill. Like back in the day, it was a landfill. And my theory on the landfill was that at one point in time, there used to be things that were thrown away that might have things attached to them. And mind you, the landfill was cleared out. But my theory is that, like that fridge that I have, it makes no sense, I know.
Yeah.
But that weird fridge I have is creepy. And we don't know why. It sounds like a joke, but actually it's true. We don't know why that fridge we have is creepy, but if a fridge can be creepy, what else was thrown away that might have something attached to it? And maybe that's still in the ground, and maybe that's why we have so much activity out here that's causing these weird events to happen in the first place. Maybe there's objects out here that are causing these things to happen to begin with.
Like spiritual attachments.
Yeah.
Now, I've always heard that if you have a place that is haunted, spirits can be attached to objects, just like people can be in their lifetime when they're alive. And if it's a favorite item of sorts, then that person might actually hold on to that item once their body is gone, because it's something physical that they can actually attach to. And if you think about it, when you have a landfill and you have somebody clear out personal belongings for somebody, and then it becomes a livable area like this, then it's possible that there may be many, many spirits that are attached to those items. Even if they're underground, they're still here. So, that is most likely what our determination was. And, like, for instance, those EVPs we picked up, is what I was getting at earlier at this, on December 30th. I was talking to a lot of my friends and family and subscribers about that, and a lot of them are saying that those spirits sounded like they were spirits that were attached to the land, which means that they can basically free roam anywhere on this land. And that actually adds up with the spirits that we've seen that were roaming on the land, like the one that walks along the fence line, etc., and multiple other things. So,
well, if you look back on a lot of the footage that you have, sometimes you see like orbs, things like that, that kind of thing, that are like, it looks like snow almost, like snow is falling, but there's no snow. It's just weird, like lights that just fly by. It's so weird.
Or even
in the dead of winter, though,
where it'll look like bugs flying back and forth. They'll change direction, or it'll look
even
like
right
dust.
now as we speak. I mean, if you were to look at my trailer house that I bought next door.
Right now, what I'm seeing on there is kind of a mist.
Yeah.
But it actually it has balls of light inside of it.
Yeah.
But they change direction, so they're not dust, and they're not being carried by the wind, because the wind is out of the due south at about maybe 5 miles an hour. Real light breeze out there. And they're changing direction. They're going towards the wind.
Right.
So, even then, we're looking at an anomaly. And there's no bugs out there because it's 27 degrees out there. If there were bugs out there, they would be dead. So, the unexplainable continues. When it comes to the paranormal and the paranormal experiences, we're currently in that situation, and we will always be in that situation because we are sensitives. We do have psychic abilities, both of us, and most people in our family actually have psychic abilities as well. So look for more experiences of ours on that level. So,
if you guys do, and I know that there are some people that do watch our podcasts, and we've had quite a few views on the last one. If you guys have any ideas for us, anything you can think of, topics to grow on, things like that, please do comment and give us something that we can talk about that will be something that you guys be interested in, like anything you can think of.
I'll tell you what, the first 20 people to comment on the podcast or on any of our videos, I will be notified. I see all of the comments, and I will directly respond to it and I will give you a heart and a like. So, for the 85 Studios Podcast, Season 1, Episode 2, I am Elijah.
And I'm TroyBoy.
Thank you all so very much for listening. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to get notifications when we upload new episodes and new videos. Until then, take care everybody. Be true to yourselves.